All right, guys. So I'm just going to build a quick lineup here for cash for the Canadian Open at DraftKings. So I'm just entering this $5 uh, double up contest here, just kind of for fun. I usually don't enter cash games, but I like to kind of think of who I would take in cash, and just kind of helps me with my GPP strategies. So a lot of these guys I might have in GPPs as well, because I think highly of them this week, given their prices. And some of these guys I might possibly be fading just because of ownership. But for the most part, most of the golfers in this video, I'll probably have in my GPP lineups as well. So just going to get right to it and build a quick cash lineup for this week. Enter it into the $5 double up and see if I can win $10 this week. So I think the first place I would go is probably taking one of these four top guys. I'm going to rule out Snedeker right away. Just don't like the way he's been playing. These two guys are a little too pricey. I think Kuchar isn't too far behind them. So because of the almost $2,000 discount, I'm going to start my cash game lineup with Kuchar. And then from there, you see we have about 7,800. About 7,800 here per golfer remaining. So I'm going to have to get some value plays in here. So I'm going to scroll down, and I think the next place I would go in cash is Graham Dillette. I think he's too cheap. He's a good golfer. If this was maybe 2 months ago, this tournament, he'd probably, in this type of field, he'd probably be closer to 9,000, maybe 8,500, 9,000. And I think his form he's coming back into form a little bit. So I think he's a little bit too cheap. So I'll throw him in the cash game lineup. Scrolling down, let's see what else we got. I like Jonathan Vegas, and I think at 7,300, he's a pretty steep discount this week. I would have thought he'd be up closer to 8,000 just in this type of field. So I'll throw him in there for now. So what I do sometimes when creating these lineups, I just kind of mess around and put golfers in, and then I might have to change a couple of them when we get down to the last couple spots, depending on the salary situation. So we've got 8,200 per golfer remaining, so I can kind of move up into this level if I want. So I'm going to check to see if there's anyone up here that I would want to throw in a cash game lineup. So there's a couple golfers up here that I like for GPPs, like a Finau at 9,300, but I think he's a little too expensive for cash. For cash, I actually really like Grillo or however you say his name at 8,500. I think that's a little bit of a discount for him this week with how good he's been playing. And I think he finished 22nd last year when he played here. So I'd throw in Grillo. And now we're down to about $8,000 for the last two golfers, and I think I have a perfect combination here. There's a couple ways to go about this. We could go a bit higher here with Streelman and maybe Varner, but I think Varner's a little too risky for me. I think what I would rather do, I'm looking for cut makers. I think I would rather go with Mulder and Palmer for a cash game. And that leaves me with zero salary. And those are two guys that I like for cash. I think they could both should make the cut this week. I'm not sure of their upside, so I don't know how much I would use them in GPPs. I do have them in some GPP lineups, but they're more of cash plays for me, I would think. If I was going to create a GPP lineup, I'd maybe take them out and go with someone like Varner and Streelman. But for this cash game, I think they're the two safer options. So that would be how I would make a cash game lineup for this week's RBC Canadian Open. So hopefully that helped you a little bit. If you enjoy these types of videos, just randomly felt like making it tonight, just click the thumbs up button, and I'll do these small, short videos from time to time. All right, good luck in your contest this week. I see that a lot of them are filling up, so hopefully you get your lineups in sooner than later, and hopefully you win some money. Cheers, guys.